legally competent persons. And the persons there may be human beings or artificial bodies that are recognized by law as capable of entering into contract. Now, I use the word legally competent persons because I want to highlight capacity. Please, do you understand? I use the word legally competent because I want to highlight the fact that whether it is a company or a human being, that entity must have capacity. Capacity. Now, if you register a company as a sole proprietorship, that cannot enter into contracts. Kwasibadu Enterprise, if it is a sole proprietorship, we will sue you yourself and say that Kwasibadu operating or carrying out business under the name and style of Kwasibadu Enterprise. But we cannot sue Kwasibadu Enterprise because it is not legally competent to enter into contracts. But if you have Kwasi Badu Limited or Kwasi Badu Agrochemicals Limited, that is a registered company with liability, limited liability. So it is able to what? Enter into contract. So it is legally competent. You understand? So not every business is legally competent. Your mother sets up a kiosk and writes Jesus is Love Enterprise. You may go and register the name Jesus is Love Enterprise under the Registration of Business Names Act. It is there, but it does not make that entity legally competent to enter into contracts. So when you go and buy your thing, you bought it yourself, come and put it in the business, fine. But when you register a company and the company is a limited liability company, the company buys its own things, the company employs its own people, and even you, the owner of the business, you are an employee of the company. Does it make sense? I'm teaching you, so it take time. You unravel all the illegalities. So when I established, okay, so I recently incorporated a company. I used all my children and my wife, their initials. So I registered Danobet group of companies. Danobet. Daniel is there. Anas is there. See, Anas, A-N is there. Then O is Oswald. Then B is Bettina. B-E, Bettina. Then my wife is Teresa, so T. So Danobet group of companies. Now, this is a limited liability company. This limited liability company, I am the incorporator. But in law, once I incorporate or register the company, I become an employee of the company. Does it make sense? Now, you will learn later that when you incorporate the company becomes a separate legal entity that is distinct from you, the incorporator, or from you, the one who registered it. So the understanding I want you to get in this introduction is that a contract may be entered into between two human beings, or between a human being and a company, or between two companies. So Greenfield, a school registered, a separate legal entity, can enter into contract to buy chairs from another company that sells chairs. So the contract is between Greenfield, an artificial entity, and the company selling chairs, which is an artificial entity. These are two persons in law. So in law, you have to understand the technicalities. When we say individuals, we are referring to human beings. When we say human beings, we are referring to human beings like we are. When we say person in law, we are referring to both human beings and artificial persons.